I want you to convince me why, as a strong Second Amendment supporter, you should be able to get my vote, which I think is a privilege that you get my vote if I give it to you. Tell me why I should do that.
It is a privilege, and I'm asking for it, and it should be earned, not just given. The Second Amendment is one of the most important rights that we have. It's one of the and I don't even like calling it a right. I call it a protection, because it's one of the most important protections we have. Constitution protects us from the government. It doesn't protect the government from us. It's no coincidence that in 1791 that the founders of our Bill of Rights put it in there. You know, they had all these other rights they could have put in. That, freedom of speech, you know, First Amendment, due process, all of these paramount rights that we enjoy in this country. Second Amendment right protects us. It protects us from the government, protects us from, you know, the intruders. I mean, it's paramount. Now, I'm a lifetime member of the NRA. I believe in the protections that we have under the Second Amendment. You know, you asked why should you support me? Because I don't have a voting record in Congress yet. Okay. But I do have a record. I have a record as a husband, as a father, as a business owner, as a veteran, as an officer, combat veteran, football coach, an attorney, of doing what I say I'm going to do. Okay. And I don't know everything. I don't know everything under you know, the Second Amendment and every gun that's out there. But I know this: it's important, and I know how to fight, and I know how to fight effectively and professionally and respectfully and get things done. And that's what I'm going to do. And as our congressman, you will have an advocate to protect us from any intrusions from the federal government, whether it's from the left or people within my own party.
Well, and you've probably seen, Josh, down this area down here. It's not a real compromising area as far as the Second Amendment goes. It's not that we're willing to give up half of our rights to retain the other half. Right. It's pretty absolute to us. Let's talk about a bill real quick, because this is important to me. Hearing Protection Act. Without going too far into that, the reason why that thing, in my opinion, that never made it anywhere is because too many other things got piled into it. It started out as a Hearing Protection Act to basically deregulate suppressors and silencers. They threw all this other pork in there and all this other garbage in there. That pretty much killed it right there. I want to know what you could do, or if you feel comfortable looking at these bills like that and keeping them as a one-issue, one-topic bill instead of allowing all these things to get piled into them to screw them up and kill the bill, essentially.
You hit the nail on the head. But first and foremost, not just for this issue but other issues, I'm going to be a proponent, and I will introduce legislation that says one issue, one bill. One issue, one bill. If we're talking about infrastructure, don't talk to me about disaster relief. If we're talking about gun owner rights or regulations here, you know, or hearing protection, or getting rid of some fees or whatnot, then let's talk about that. I'd be a proponent of page limits with an exception. You know, I know we can't do that for every issue, right, healthcare and things like that. But you know my intent. Mm-hmm. If we're going to talk about one issue, then that's what that bill should discuss, and that's what I'm going to be a proponent. Like I said, I will issue legislation. It's not about just talking. Now, you also mentioned something else about, you know, getting indoctrinated and feeling the pressure up there to do the Washington way instead of the way that your people want you to do. Right. I say this all the time. It may be a one-liner, but I believe it. Until they can pronounce Boudin, they don't scare me. Yeah, right. Okay. And I mean that. You know what I mean by that is I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to do what I believe in. Like I said, I have a history of doing what I say I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And if I don't get reelected because I did what my constituents wanted, if I don't get reelected because I did the right thing, I promise you I'm going to be okay. I'm going to go back to Lafayette, practice law, coach middle school football, see my kids and my wife a whole lot more. I feel called to do this. I look at what's going on in Washington, whether it's these issues or the debt, the federal government growing out of control, and I see the representation we have now. I know we can do better. Mm-hmm. Okay, last thing, I know you got to go. Okay, go-to gun for home defense. What would it be, and tell me why? AR-15. It's a safe weapon. Now, personally, I'm just more comfortable with it, just being in the military. It's equivalent to our M4, M16, you know, same caliber, same breakdown, things like that. So that would be mine. Okay, sounds good. Josh, candidate for the 3rd Congressional District right here in Louisiana. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Thanks for what you do.